Hello again, everybody. It's Garen Cohn from American Warrior Radio. You're going to be watching this on YouTube and on the Facebook pages of American Warrior Radio, sponsored by AVET Project and AM 1300 WMEL. Happen to be visiting with a wonderful gentleman who's the Public Relations Officer for the Valiant Air Command. Ron, thank you so much for being here very much. Really appreciate it. How long have you been involved with the organization?
About 6 years. It's about the first thing I did when I moved down here from Washington, D.C. 6 years ago, was join the Warbird Museum.
Now, again, we're speaking with Ron Davis. You jumped right in and started making this even larger and bigger than life. I mean, it's incredible the growth that's occurred in the last few years alone.
Sure.
And you've got a new hangar that you're going to be showcasing during this air show. Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit about that.
We decided about 4 years ago to better arrange our collection chronologically. And so we
By period of war.
By period of war, yeah. The oldest airplanes leading to the first. And we had kind of an uncomfortable mixture. But really the core of our visitors now, as opposed to when we were founded in 1977, were Vietnam era veterans. So we decided to set up this hangar specifically to commemorate those airplanes. Those second generation jets, the F-4 Phantom and the F-105 Thunder Chief and the F-8 Crusader that were so important in Vietnam. We built this building and that's where they normally stay on display. And we dedicated it in the spring of 2011. A beautiful facility, has its own memorabilia room. We're able to use it also for some events. We serve our fly-in breakfast over there.
Outstanding. And I know the air show is such a showcase of everything that you've got around here. Give us a little description of what's standing behind us here. Yeah, what is that?
Okay, it's an airplane that's called a Stearman in honor of Lloyd Stearman, the developer, the fellow who actually designed it. It was the standard primary trainer for the Army and the Navy in World War II. It has a radial engine, fixed pitch prop. So it's the first airplane that a pilot would have to learn how to fly. The yellow is designed to be easily seen, so everybody knows that there's probably a ham-fisted student pilot in this airplane. And
student driver,
that's right.
Yeah.
And in fact, the airplane got the nickname the Yellow Peril. Very well-built, sturdy airplane, hundreds of them at the end of World War II were turned into crop dusters or personal airplanes. It is rudimentary pilot instruction in those days, and frankly, even when I got my wings in 1967, it was kind of one-way discussion. Student, here's what you do, I'm in charge, and I'll tell you if I want you to change anything. So the only communications in there went from the back cockpit where the instruction was to the front cockpit of the student. This beautiful example is completely airworthy, owned by one of our local constituents here, and you'll probably see it flying before the end of the week.
Outstanding, because a lot of these birds are fully functional.
Oh, absolutely.
They're not just static displays.
Yeah, you've noticed the airplanes landing and getting arrayed, if you would, for the air show. We'll put in about a 4-hour flying exhibition Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the air show.
And it starts at 8:30 every day.
Gates open. All these airplanes that normally are in our hangar, and a lot of them that have come in, will be on static display. You'll have full access to the Warbird flight line, so you can go up close and personal, talk to the pilots, admire their airplanes. And at about noon, we'll close down the Warbird flight line and kick off the flying side of the event.
And you've got a lot of different teams, like the Geico.
The Geico Skytypers with their 6 SNJ early World War II Navy trainers. We've got that magnificent Kristen Eagle that you heard fly.
Sure did. And small airplane makes a lot of noise and really performs well.
Performs phenomenally. And we'll have more airplanes. You'll notice back over here over my left center is a magnificent P-51 Mustang.
We watched that taxi in here. Yep. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Arguably the finest fighter aircraft of World War II.
While we've got you, what type of aircraft are you certified in? What have you flown?
Oh, I haven't flown in a while. I got my Air Force wings in 1967 and subsequently flew the KC-135, essentially a military 707 turned into a tanker.
The big bladder tanks to refuel the others?
Yeah. And then I spent the rest of the other 11 years of my Air Force career working air traffic control, coordination, and systems design. I had privilege working for the Smithsonian. After I retired from the Air Force, I was a volunteer for the National Air and Space Museum, and so when I showed up down here,
they said, "Come aboard."
Yeah, yes, sir. I don't know that I'd even found my house before they signed me up here. But
they knew a good thing when they saw it. They heard.
Well,
you were
I've been on the board here for almost 4 years, and I've really, really enjoyed it. Wonderful group of volunteers, tremendous mission, very supportive community. It's a great place to live, and it's a great place to be involved with something like this.
Exactly, growing by leaps and bounds, and there's so much to see. If you could highlight one reason for a family to come out to the air show, what would it be this weekend?
Well, again, that's a very personal choice. We've got a whole page full of things that are happening.
And I got to tell you, folks, let me just show you. That's just a sample of it all.
Yeah. One of the things we're going to be doing is commemorating 70th anniversary of D-Day. Of course, June 6, 1944, the Allied forces went ashore in Normandy, preceded by a massive parachute drop. The guys who dropped to St. Mary-Église and places like that behind the German front lines.
The name of that operation?
Well, it was D-Day.
Yeah, D-Day. I forget what the drop was.
Yeah, I can't remember what they called the drop. But in any case, we're going to be dropping parachuters with World War II type equipment using static line out of our airplanes. So this will be a, no kidding, not much as I admire sport shoots and how professional those guys are, they're going to be coming down in the kind of shoots that our heroes did on June 6, 1944.
That's a sight to see right there.
Yeah.
Sir, you're a wonderful man. Thank you for your service to our country and continuing to serve our community.
Thank you for everything you're doing.
Really appreciate it. Ron Davis again. Garrett Cohn, we'll talk to you more later.